Hello, everyone. My name is Alia Tayyebi, and I'm a representative of the Citizens Archive of Pakistan, which is hosting this program called Book Clubs Across Borders between Afghanistan and Pakistan. Today, we are connected between Herat and Hyderabad. So welcome on board, all of you. It is lovely to have you here as part of our book clubs. In this project, in this whole year, we are going to be reading 12 books amongst us. Each book talks about a particular cultural and traditional element of Pakistan and Afghanistan. The idea behind these book clubs is to, number one, educate each other on our differences and our similarities, and also to develop bonds of friendship that we can carry on even after the project ends. So for that particular reason, we are all gathered here today. And like I said before, I will say it once again, welcome on board. Today, the book that we're going to be discussing is called I Am Malala. This book has been read by both Afghanistan and Pakistan. In Hyderabad, we have a wonderful group of girls who have read the book and would be carrying this conversation from Pakistan's side. And we are really excited to start this project. The way this workshop will carry forward is that we will get all the children involved in a conversation about the book. So I will be your moderator, and wherever I feel that the conversation is lagging, I will pick up. But the idea is to get you children to talk amongst yourselves, amongst your peers, and talk about what you read, what you felt while you were reading, and then take it forward. So I hope that clears the agenda for today's meeting. And I would like to start with Hyderabad. So if we could have the Hyderabad team on board, and if one of the students from Hyderabad would like to give us a small summary of the book that they read, and from there we will pick up topics for conversation. So Hyderabad, over to you. I'm sorry, Hyderabad, your mic is muted. You will need to unmute to start the conversation.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mulka Sheikh from Dr. Shamsin Hossain Girls Science College. And today what I'm talking about is my book about I Am Malala. We all know that Malala is a very big personality. Malala shows girls about how to live, how to gain our own rights. And this book is all about that. Malala was a really beautiful girl who stood up against the terrorists and showed the girls about their rights. And we really respect Malala for her all the devotion she gave to us about education and the whole rights about girls. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction, Hyderabad. I will move to Lashkargah Boys College, boys participants in Herat, and ask them to tell us, maybe give us a little summary on the book that they read, what did they think about Malala, and what do they know about her now? Over to you.
Sure, thank you. We will select one of them and will have his speech.
My name is Muhammad. I'm from Afghanistan, Helmand, Lashkargah, and it's a very good book for us that we something that we can learn something for Afghanistan, that we should learn the education. What should we do for the Afghanistan girls, and this is the right of the girls that what should we do for it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction. Would somebody else from your team like to come and tell us a little about who they think Malala is?
Yeah, sure.
My name is Bashir Ahmad. I'm from Helmand province. And that I said Malal is very good for all the people for Afghanistan, because the Malala they write a book for Malala. This is
She wrote a lot about their
share
lives.
a lot of about for
Girls'
our
education.
lives and girls education is there. The Malala is very good the woman for Afghanistan people and another countries, and this is my idea about Malala. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, now let's move to Hyderabad and ask the girls over there if they could tell us who Malala is and maybe give a little more insight into her story for their friends in Afghanistan. Hyderabad, over to you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Tanima from Guru Sani High School, and I think Malala is a girl. Malala is a girl who stood up for women and fight against the Taliban. Her full name is Malala Yousafzai, and she won a Nobel Peace Prize for her actions, and she was shot by a Taliban when she was in 2012 when she was going home from school, and she was a very talented girl. She wanted and when she was young in the Samaj there was no education for girls, and they would not want their daughters to be educated, or they think they never think a daughter to be a student in education. Then she was the one girl who stood up and wanted to give every girl right, and she gave everyone education. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anybody else from Hyderabad who would like to add on to what your colleague just said?
Hello, good morning. My name is Murka Sheikh from Dr. Shamsi Hussain Girls Science College, and now I'm going to tell what type of girl Malala was. Malala was really confident and really outrageous girl. She was also very brilliant in her studies, and she was known as the most brave girl in her old school. She was the daughter of Ziauddin, and Ziauddin used to run a school named Kushal School, and she also studied there. She was really confident about her studies, and she also used to get positions and take participation in different type of speeches, programs. There is a picture in the book about Malala doing a tableau on her school. I thought it was really interesting. Nowadays, not every school does those tableaus and participate their daughters to these type of things. And there was a trend in Sabah that whenever a girl was born, they used to be sad. And whenever a boy was born, they used to be really happy and shot gun rifles in the sky. That was the way of showing their pride of bringing a son to their home. And Malala showed the whole Sabah that the girl can also do so many things, and it is also a pride to a girl to be born in a Sabbatian's house. His father once said that every father is known by his son's name, and I am really proud about being known by my daughter's name. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anybody else from Hyderabad who would like to add on to your friend's comments? What do you think as a girl about being educated? What lessons have you learned from Malala's story? Is there anything that really resonated with you? And if you would like to maybe talk about that. Anyone?
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Amna and I study in class 11. So I want to say that I think Malala was a really great girl who fight for women's rights, because every girl does not do that. Okay. So I also want to be like her. I'm really inspired by her, and I wish I could also do many things for women's rights. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so when you read her story, was there any incident that she spoke about that gave you courage to go out and stand up and do what you think is right? So maybe if you could share a passage from her book that you read that you think is very inspirational.
Okay, my name is Anna again. So I want to say that the one point where I get really interested was that her mother said when she suffered from all of this, her mother said, "You're not dead. You're alive. You can also do everything which were you doing in your past. So be as you were. Don't be changed like anything, and you can do everything. Don't be sad." That's what I'm saying.
That's a wonderful narrative to share with us. Thank you so much. Anybody else who would like to speak about Malala's story and how it inspires you?
I learned things about it.
I'm sorry, I'll have to stop you. Could you come forward and speak? We can't hear you very clearly. You're very far. If you could just come forward, please.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Mr. from Helmand High School. I really like this topic, especially as a mentor. It encouraged me that we should stood up for our rights, especially we should get education.
Anything else you'd like to add on? Do you think Malala's life was easy? Do you think her decisions were simple? Or do you think that she fought against the system because she had bigger goals?
Assalamualaikum. My name is Murkashi from Dr. Shamsi Hussain Girls Science College. I want to answer that about is when Malala was living in Sawat, there were so many difficulties for girls to live normally. Nowadays, in cities, we see girls can go outside, go to grocery shop, or do anything they want. They also go to schools and participate in many things. But at that time, when Malala was younger, they could not do all these things. When the Taliban had when Taliban was taking over Sawat, they could not let any girl go outside their houses and go to bazaars. Nowadays, every girl's dream is to go to bazaar and do shopping, but Malala could not do that. We cannot even imagine those difficulties she was going from. And he had many difficulties in studying, as we all know that she had a father's school and she could not study there. As there was a neighbor in their school, neighbor used to be their school living next to them. He used to say that girls cannot go to school and fought with Malala's father and said these are against the hadith. As we all know that in our Quran, hadith never says that girls cannot study and be righteous exactly as the boys. But he used to do wrong things, and those were things who used to taught Maulana Fazlullah at the radio FM. And Malala had so many difficulties in watching her programs. Like we all know that the terrorists used to burn mobile phones, TVs, and every other thing electronics used to be used in Sawat there, and Taliban used to burn them. So Malala's favorite program was Shakalaka Boom Boom, which she could not see, used to see them because of the terrorists. So we cannot imagine seeing your favorite program, not seeing your favorite program, and so many other difficulties Malala has been taken from, facing from, and when she was shot, a little bit scratch we get that we had so many pain, and we cannot be imagine being shot in the head and stay conscious for 2 days. That was so difficult, and I was really scared reading that book, and I really praise the courage Malala had. Like, salute to her. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you so much for that story. Now let's move to Afghanistan. Do we have the Girls College, Girls Lincoln Center's audio sorted so we can get maybe some opinions of the girls from Afghanistan?
I think we have the female Lincoln Learning Center, Lashkargah, is ready and their sound system is resolved. So I think they are going to talk about that.
Okay, lovely.
So everyone, one of our participants wants to share an idea about Malala.
Wonderful.
Hello, everyone. Thanks about your information about Malala. I want to share some information about Malala. Malala was a good girl. She's a famous girl. Her book is we want to study of her books and joint of her books and we give words of her books and we want to the study of her books and stories, and we enjoyed of her stories about Malala, and is a good for all of the students, special of for Afghanistan people in of the other countries. Malala is famous girl. We thanks from Malala and we happy to share her stories and books to study their story. And Malala Malala is a professional girls, and the more give education and he tried for children, special the women section. This is my information about Malala. Thanks.
Thank you so much. So anybody in Afghanistan girls section who would like to talk about why education for women is important? Do you think women should be educated? And if so, why? Do you think it is important? If somebody could maybe come and talk about that? Anybody?
Yes, as we know, education is important in every part of women life. At first, if we say educated mother can save their children, and they know how they can educate their children, and also they know about respected of the leaders, and they know how to work with their how to have respect to their parents, and also they know they can grow their economic if they work outside of home. And nowadays that I don't know, not know the Helmand society is backward in section of women, but now I know we are happy that we are coming to the center, we are going to school, universities, and special we have female Lincoln Learning Center. In past time, we didn't had nothing like this center. We are happy that we are coming to the center. I see that a lot of housewives, they are coming to center for learning English and computer. That we know past time our mothers, they didn't know importance of education. If they were educated, they will let their girls to go to school, to go to university. Nowadays, I know the Helmand Society is promoting, and we know a lot of the girls, they are going to university schools, and I know and I believe we will have one good society, inshallah.
Thank you so much for that lovely piece of information. Now let's move to Helmand Boys section and find out what they have to say about this book in general, and why do they think that girls should also get a chance at education. Over to you, boys.
Thank you, and I also want to thank from Hyderabad participant FLSC Lashkargah for the nice information. One of our participants will talk about the Malala Yousafzai's life and her achievements, and as well as about this book, history and cultural, general, the girls' education in Afghanistan.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Bahauddin. I am from Afghanistan, live in Helmand province. I learned a lot of things in this book. Malala is a strong message for all of girls in Afghanistan and the world. Because Malala is wounded in a bomb, but he not leave her education. He promoted her education, and it's a lot strong message for girls and women. Every girl stand with her brother inside to learn education. Education is very good for every girl, because we need a lot of girls in the hospital, in school, and a lot of work. Because if we don't have doctor girls and women, we can't promote to our society. This is about this book. Malala is an Afghan girl. He have two brothers, Fashal and her father, her mother, and he live in Pakistan. He promote to her education in Pakistan. He is now living, I think, he is living in London. He is a very strong girl, and every girl is strong for the world. It's my idea. It's very good book for everyone. I studied this book. It's very strong book for girls. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that information. Anybody else who'd like to come and speak about this book in general and girls' education in both Afghanistan and Pakistan, and why do they think it's important?
Yeah.
Almighty Allah. Hello, hi. Good morning. I'm Ahmed Shah from Helmand Lashkargah. This book is very important for us, for both of them, like female group and also the men's. I studied this book. We get a lot of information from this book by the Malala Yousafzai. It is a good, it is a strong, they have a lot of message for our people, and a strong message is they have a lot of idea for our people, and they can something for our people. That's my idea. Thank you from me.
Thank you so much for that bit of information. It was very useful. Anybody else would like to talk about why education for girls is so important?
Yes, he also want to talk about the girls' education topic, and he have a lot of more information to share with all the colleagues in the Zoom call.
I also share my data from our the part of the learn of she women. This is a good, and our women should to learn lesson in our country, because nowadays we have very need from this. Like we have on sick, we should to send the sick from women doctor. If we do this from send the sick from men doctor, we have a lot of idea from this doctor. But if you have women doctor, we don't have after any idea. And we but nowadays we have a lot of we have some problem in our country. Unfortunately, a lot of women students and female students don't get to the school and other educated centers to get education.
That's correct. Thank you so much. All right. Anybody else who'd like to say something about this?
Yes, we have.
Hello again. I'm Bashir Ahmad. My name is Bashir Ahmad. I will talk about for girls education, because Afghanistan stand for these girls. They don't the education the Afghanistan don't promote, because the Malala is they write a very good they write a very good book for all those people. They don't make they don't access for education, and those my idea those for those girls they don't they don't say the school, and they don't go to school. My idea about this those girls they go to school, because the Afghanistan stand with by this girls. My idea finished. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else who'd like to talk about education in general and women's education in particular? Why do you think education itself is important for everyone? And then why do you think that it is equally important for boys and girls?
Yes, sure.
Okay, if any participant wants to share idea, okay.
Yes, please, FLSC, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Please, let's have, oh, okay. So we're moving to the girls section. So Basira Dawood has some women who want to share their opinion on the education of girls. Over to you.
Okay. I think it's not equally, because a boy is not a mother, and a girl has more rights than a boy to learn education and to have education, because they are moms, and it's not equally. I think girls are more are more good to be understand about something, because they can teach, and they can train their children's good for a good society, and for the provide, and for what and for promoting the country.
That's very true. I completely agree with you that women need to be educated, not just for themselves, but also for raising better families, because they are the primary caregivers for children. So if a woman is educated, she'll be able to educate her kids while they are small and not going to school. So thank you. That was a lovely point to raise. Anybody else who'd like to elaborate on the point of why it is very important for women to be educated in order to improve societies? Lashkargah girls section. Anybody wants to talk on this? Let's move to Hyderabad and get a little opinion from there, and then we'll come back to Lashkargah. So Hyderabad, your friends in Afghanistan raised some very valid questions and spoke about why they think education is very important for both boys and girls, and some even raised points that it is maybe more important for girls than it is for boys. What do you think about that? Over to you, Hyderabad. Hyderabad, you'll need to unmute your mic, please.
Thank you. I really love your points. And my name is Teddy Sprochi, and I'm from Dr. Shamsuddin Science College. Yes, my opinion is this. Yes, girls' education is very important in this time because older time has gone, and nowadays girls standing combining shoulder to shoulder to the man. And if a boy gets education, he will reform only himself. But when a girl is educated, she reforms the whole nation. And in this modern time, every girl needs to educate to be confident and determined and show the world their power. Education can change the environment. Women education can change the world. Getting education is a duty of every Muslim man and woman. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that lovely powered speech. Anybody else who'd like to maybe talk more on this topic?
Hello everyone, my name is Shagufta Sheikh, and I am going to tell you about what I think about girls' education. First of all, I'm going to tell that the girls' education is so much important for our environment to grow, grow taller. Because when our environment is being good, so when our environment is bad, the girls are not educated. And when girls girls are educated, the environment can become better. And I really love the point of Afghani girl that she told us that when women is being educated, she can also teach the girls, their children, about so many things. Because of girls' education, the world is being changed. As the Malala book has told us that a girl's education is so much important. In Samad, when Malala was shot, then the whole world was being so conscious about girls' education, and so many NGOs were being made to serve the girls' education to every part of the world. And it's our responsibility to promote girls' education. As being a feminist, I also love to study and be a doctor for my family and raise good money and become a successful person. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anybody else who'd like to share? Maybe I'm going slightly off topic, but I think it's a question worth asking. When you see yourself, what do you dream of becoming? Like Malala had a dream and she pursued it. Her dream was to not only educate herself, but fight for the right of girls' education. And she is working every day towards that dream. So anybody else who'd like to talk about what they dream of becoming and how are they working towards that dream?
Assalamualaikum, my name is Anna. I'm again talking with you. So I want to say that I also want to be a doctor because I think doctor can serve many people and save their lives and also give them courage to become those people whom they are treating, encourage them to become a doctor. And because of girls' education, the whole environment of society flourished by leap and heart. So that's what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anybody else who'd like to continue on the same conversation?
Assalamualaikum. My name is Sunan Mehmet from
Gulisani High School, and when I grow up, I dream to be a police officer, because a police officer can serve his life for everyone, and I want to give everyone a justice, and for especially for the women, because in our society the women got the justice, but sometimes they cannot get them. So that's why I want to be I want to be a police officer, so that I can make everyone equal, and give everyone equality, and give them a justice. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your dream with us. Anybody else would like to talk about what they want to become when they grow older, and how are they planning to achieve that dream?
Dream up. What do you want to be? Oh my God. Speak up.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nazia. I want to be a teacher, because the teacher's role in a student's life is a very important. Teacher is a very important personality in the students, because he gets the students a very friendly education, very best education to the world, and he taught the students to everything about the world, about the history, and about the community. That's it.
I agree with you completely. I think the role of a teacher is very important in shaping minds, because the first person that we look up to outside of our homes is the person who is imparting us education. So a teacher can, with their insight and with their help, they can guide us into becoming a better version of ourselves. So I agree. I think teachers are one of the most important and most valuable assets to society. So thank you for that. Now let's move to Afghanistan. So Afghan partners, let's start with the boys. If you could maybe talk to us about what you dream of becoming when you grow older, and how are you working towards that dream? Over to you, Afghanistan.
Muhammad. I want to speak about the education of girls. This is very important for all girls, that if this is Afghanistan or that is Pakistan, it is very important for all girls that they should education, and our people and our parents don't happy from this, that they read the co-education, but they cannot say for us that you should speak with this girl, and this is our classmate, but we should speak with them, and this our parents don't like this. Thank you.
A very valid point you picked up, that our society does not look very comfortably on girls and boys being educated together. But if girls and boys both are educated together, then when they go out to serve the community at large in their professional lives, they will be more comfortable, because they have always grown up around each other. They have learned together, so now they can serve together. But yes, a lot of communities, a lot of parents don't approve of co-education. And so tell me this, how do you think we as a society can address this issue of our parents not being comfortable with a certain thing, and how can we put our point across to our parents as to why this is important? So if maybe somebody could talk to me about why they think co-education is important, that boys and girls should study together.
In the name of Holy Allah, by the permission of all of you, I want to talk about the rights of girls. It's them right to learn education and to promote in them life if they have a good education, so they can to strong them works, and they will be promoted in them society, and it's very important. But now if we look at our society, some of the guys, they are don't know by them rights. It's very important for everyone to attention for them rights, and they should depend from them rights. It's the right of them, and it's very important for them. So I think to they should learn Jain, and it's don't have any problem. But now time in our society, our people don't let this work. Thank you and so much from all of you. It's my idea.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we talked about why education is important. We talked about why girls should be educated, and we picked this topic up because we are reading the book I Am Malala, and it is the story of a young girl who believed in education for herself and all the girls around the world. She suffered an unfortunate incident, but she did not let that stop her from pursuing her dream, which was to get an education for herself and fight for the right of equal education for women, especially in her province, from where she came from in Pakistan, which is Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, in a district called Gilgit-Baltistan, from a small town called Swat. And she today is a poster child for women's education. She herself is a Nobel Prize winner and studying in Oxford University, where she still pursues her dream of education for women. There are lots of schools which are being run in her name in Africa, in Pakistan, and in a lot of underserved communities across the globe. So now I have a question. We speak about education, but what do we know about being educated? So tell me, in your opinion, in your idea, what does the term education mean? What do you think being educated is? Who do you think is an educated person? I'll start with you, Lashkargah boys, and then I will ask the same question from Lashkargah girls, then I will move to Hyderabad. So my question for all of you is, what is education?
Hi, again, I'm Bahauddin Astanigzai. I learned a lot of things from this book. This book is very strong for every girl, for every boy. It's not important I am Malala or women. This is important for boy, for girls, for all of things. Malala is wounded in a bomb in Pakistan, but he not stopped her education. He started her education. He promoted her own her life. If you look to Afghanistan every day bombing her schools, her madrasa, and her house. Taliban, it's not jihad. I think it's not jihad from our part, in the women part. It is right. They're right. Our women and boy. If you look to our society, and the second is promoted the girls. If we look to our family, if we have if we have educated girl in our house, in our family, he can promote to our children men, our children boys. He can promote. And if we look to our hospital, if we have men doctor, it's not important to me we have men doctor. It's important to be have a doctor woman. It's my idea about this book. It's really important. It's a message for girls, for all of girls in the world. Thank you so much, Alia Taibi.
Thank you so much for that piece of information. It is a very valuable conversation that you are raising, that education is important for everybody, be that a boy or a girl. In my opinion, education is what teaches us who we are, what our rights are, and it empowers us in living a more effective life in the real world. Because if we don't know who we are, if we don't know what our rights are, if we don't know what we can do with ourselves, we will always be tools for others and we will never be something for ourselves. You know, there is a very popular saying which has that if you don't have a dream, then you will be working for other people's dreams. So it is important to have a dream that is your own. It is important to have a goal that is your own and then to work towards that goal. And I have always felt that in life there is a right way and there is a wrong way. And it is education which can teach us in making sure that we always take the right way. Because if we do not know the difference between the right way and the wrong way, then there are often times in our lives that we might be taking the wrong way because we did not know any better. So education is not just about reading English, math, science, geography, history, economics. It's about understanding who we are. It is about becoming a better version of ourselves, whether that be to become a doctor, a police officer, a government officer, an educationist, or anything that we want to be. Education opens that door for us to pursue any dream that we might have. So on that note, let's have one more person from Lashkargah male, and then we move to Lashkargah female, and then to Hyderabad before we close our session, because we are really running out of time. So if one other person could come and speak about the book in general and what they think is the value of education in particular.
In the name of Almighty Allah, again, I am Ahmed Shah. I want to share my information. This book is very important for all people and women. They have a lot of message for our society. And also, this is a good book. And if one person studied this book after they know in their life, in their also do you know the another things of our people. And also the second part section is the education is very important for us, because if we have education, we know the every part of our life, like we can watch which work in the young, and also we have the responsibility of new generation. After we know in the responsibility of new generation, we can this work and we can to prevent our country, and also we can to have a good future in the we can to have a lot of information of this book. And also we should to study this book, and we should to send this book the part of our society, and also in the world of a lot of. Thank you from.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And now we move to Lashkargah girls section and get their opinions on why education is important and what can education do for us. Over to you, girls.
I want to share idea about education. Having education in an area helps people think, feel, and behave in the way that contributes in their success and improve not only their personal but also their community. In addition, education develops human personality, thoughts, dealing with others, and prepares people for life experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anybody else who'd like to add on?
Sorry?
Yes, we move to Hyderabad and then we can come back to Lashkargah girls section to maybe get one more opinion. Hyderabad, over to you.
So my name is Amna. Memon. So I want to answer you on the question you asked, that why co-education is important. So I want to say that co-education is important because in this the competition is really great. When girls do something, then boys will get that. We can also do that. And if boys do something, girls will say yes, we can also do that. They will get inspiration, courage, and that's the most important thing which let everyone do things like we can also be like him. There isn't anything difficult. And parents also should have to be broad-minded. They should have to think that our daughter can do anything. She's not less than anyone. And here many examples of girls are there, like Samina Beg, the first person who climbed Mount Everest, and Arfa Karim, the first software engineer, and Mariam, the first woman pilot. Such a great woman, and we can also be like that. I know it is a little bit difficult, but we can do it. Yeah, we can do it. Thank you.
Absolutely, we can do anything that we set our minds to. And there is this one thing that I have a daughter, and I always tell her that always remember, anything that a boy can do, we can do better. Because girls by nature are more hardworking than boys, because boys have always had it, they take it for granted. Whereas in our society, girls have to work double hard to kind of make their presence felt. So yeah, definitely work hard, be determined, and never let anyone stop you from becoming the best version of yourselves. So yes, anybody else would like to add on to that? Yes.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Tisra Khan from Gulsahi High School. I tell about why education is important for us. Education is important that we able to good human, he able to that the confidence, and education is different from the educated and the man who is able for doing something, and education make us able to do easy anything to the whole world. Thank you.
That's very true. I completely agree. Anybody else who'd like to add on?
Yeah, and I also want to say one other point is that education. What the education means. Education word is right from educate. And what is educate? To know about. To know about everything. And if it says that if you have to know, you first have to know yourself, other selves, and everyone's right. So that's the main thing. First education we have to get is that to know everyone. Thank you.
That is a fantastic piece of information that you brought together. So with this, our time is running out. I'd like to end the session on the note that it was a pleasure connecting with all of you. You all are amazing. And I know in my heart of heart that when you put all your positivity into hard work, you all will be able to achieve whatever height you want to climb to. Never let anyone deter you from your dream, because your dream is your reality. Just work hard and make it happen. On that note, goodbye to all of you. I look forward to seeing you next month, where we read another book and get together and discuss. Thank you so much for a wonderful session and for being so amazing. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good day.